Oh, do I have a lot to say? Let's get straight to the game, and then we're gonna talk about the Bulls' future and all that. Don't worry, I can't wait to talk about that. So, first thing is the Eric Spoelstra, one of the best coaches, coming off a 42-point game, has in Kobe White. He threw double teams at Kobe and DeMar like no other. And even if it wasn't double teams, when Kobe or DeMar, we'll stay Kobe for right now, would crash to the paint, you had pretty much the whole team had all eyes on him, waiting to see what move he was going to make. If there was one guy defending him, you had the other four going to the position of where Kobe was taking the basketball, whether it was to the wing, to the perimeter, to the paint. Same thing with DeMar. They were throwing different looks. Pretty much he knew that, or he didn't, Eric Spoelstra didn't want Kobe White and DeMar to beat them. And this is when you have to understand, as the Bulls team, is when you have mismatches. Because, by the way, one thing different from the Heat and the Bulls, the Hawks that they played besides their record, is that the Hawks don't have good defensive personnel. That's why they sucked. The Heat and records show that's a 500 team versus the Bulls, who's an un-500 team. That's why they're better. Even without Jimmy Butler, they were 13-9, so they still were a good, competent team. Is they had a head coach that knew how to throw defensive schemes, and they had players like Highsmith or Bam Adebayo stepping up, even even Martin, that were able to defend Kobe White, were able to throw different looks, like I just said, at DeMar. So if you watch basketball, know real basketball, that's the reason why the Bulls were struggling, and the fact that the Bulls do not have valuable JJ Redick type 3-point shooters. That I'm using him for example. Io DeSumo's a decent shooter, but to expect him to knock down open 5 in a row shots. Same thing with Torrey Craig. I don't know why we didn't get Javon Carter a couple minutes if we needed help shooting threes, because that's probably your best 3-point shooter, which is not even saying a lot first and foremost. So that's the main reason why they got blown out. You know, the once again the inconsistent Bulls show up when they're, like I said, Kobe White and DeMar can't score. And you could say Jimmy Butler was out for the Heat. Yeah, okay. We could say Zach LaVine was out. Patrick Williams was out. Like, who gives a shit? Probably would have been close to the same result anyway, even if they did play. Although Zach would have helped, because he's actually a spot up shooter that you can't leave open, unlike Io or unlike Vooch or unlike even Kobe, because when Kobe goes cold, he's cold. So there was just no answer. Tyler Hero is so underrated. I think if Jimmy Butler does come back and it's a 2-2 series, and now you have Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier, watch out. The Celtics is going to be probably even tougher. But they were just like not ready to play. And I thought Dalen Terry should have again come out first before Torrey Craig. Like I said, Javon Carter should have got some minutes. It sucks that Julian Phillips was hurt. But overall, the Heat, like I said, it was a positive winning team. The records don't lie. They all the way maybe to like the third quarter was a good ass game, but once the Bulls weren't hitting none of those threes, it was a struggle, and all focus was on DeMar and Kobe, and you literally can't blame them. Who are they gonna pass to? Who? And then not reading the plays of Vooch getting into the post when you have a mismatch all time, that falls on Billy Donovan and falls on Vooch. Like, you gotta feed him the rock, even if Bam's on him. He's 6'11", Bam's 6'9", 6'10". It's just frustrating to watch. Like, you have one good game with the Hawks, but I knew, because we matched up good against the Atlanta Hawks, when I mean us, the Bulls, I knew that Trae Young couldn't guard Kobe. I knew Io does super well on Trae Young. I knew that Bogdanovich or Matthews, both of them couldn't guard DeMar DeRozan. Like, the personnel didn't match. You know, that's just typical 101 basketball. The Heat are different. They have the players to match defensively. They have the coach who knows how to read schemes and know when the two best players, how to make them not win the game and make the others, which the Bulls don't have, no body. And it clearly showed this season in particular. So once again, 3 years straight, just being in the play-in, looking like we're the play-in 10 champions of always being the 10th seed, and then try to go to the next round and get exposed when we play the actual super good team, or not a super good, but a decent team. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I saw in the game. Now let's get to what the future of the Bulls hold. They need to move Zach. Zach needs to get moved. My biggest fear is we run it back and have Lonzo Ball coming, thinking that with Lonzo Ball coming back, we can be a 45-team win. I don't like that. And if the front office is banking on that, we're fudged. I get it. It's hard to rebuild. Your job is on the line. Ticket revenue is gonna hurt because we're gonna suck when you trade everybody. But it is what it is. This is 3 years in the making that's been dying to happen, and it needs to happen. Zach LaVine is not going to get the value that you should have got from him 2 years ago, but he needs to get moved. That contract's going to be hard to move now because of now he's just injury prone. You can't have Lonzo Ball be the starting point guard, and if you do, then is Kobe going to be the 2 guard? And Lonzo, throughout since he's been with the Lakers and Pelicans, has only played 50 to 60 games. So are you going to rely on that again? Are you going to bring DeMar back when he's going to ask for more money? And I don't even think he's going to want to come back because he wants a win. He wants a championship, and there's going to be suitable teams for him. So I don't even see that working. Like, I don't. Vooch, same thing. Like, he's got to go. He's past his prime. But I don't see no team wanting him. You know, like, I do see teams wanting maybe a Zach LaVine because they're desperate and need a scorer, or DeMar. And then we haven't even got to Patrick Williams yet, who's probably the market is definitely dipped down, especially now that he got hurt. So I would want Patrick Williams to come back because he's not a star. I don't know if he's going to be a star. I super doubt he's going to be a star or an all-star. But he could be a solid, like I always say, Robert Covington, Cam Reddish type role. And I'm cool. I'm all for a 3-and-D guy in the Bulls. Maybe at best an OG Anunoby, but that's even pushing it. But there is some light. I could see now Kobe White and an Ayo Dosunmu backcourt. I can see Julian Phillips getting better. I can see Dalen Terry coming off the bench and being a cool, energizing bunny. We keep Javonte Green because he's cheap and he's just he's a hooper. You know, Carter was iffy with me. I didn't like the signing. I'm okay if he's gone or not. And then, like, Patrick Williams, like, we can see how a lineup looks with Kobe White, I'll assume with Patrick Williams, and maybe if we can't get rid of him, Vooch. We're still going to suck, still going to be 30, but you cannot run it back. I know that's going to be hard for the front office. I'm repeating myself because I'm ranting and I'm pissed. But, you know, some people in Chicago are like, yo, we should stop going to the game, stop selling tickets. Nah, I ain't for all that, dude. Like, going to Bulls games are fun. And I'm going to go to a Bulls game because I like drinking beers and I like enjoying the game. Rather, who's playing? I'm a legit Bulls fan. I'm not all about that. Yo, let's stop buying merch. Let's stop buying jerseys. I don't even buy merch in the first place. You know, like, besides White Sox hats because they're cool. But it's just like, no, bro, I'm going to a Bulls game. Jerry Reinsdorf ain't going nowhere. I mean, where are you going? Until he probably passes away, then his son go take over. There's like, what do you want me to do about it? But you know, it's crazy that they're going to get paid because they don't go past the luxury tax. All those teams that do, they're going to get a check from that. And it sucks. Yeah, it sucks that, you know, your owner is not trying to spread the bread, is going to always live off the Michael Jordan era because that's where all the money is. When the Bulls are top 10 always in attendance and in sales of jerseys and merchandise because of Jordan. I mean, let's keep it real. Let's keep the facts. The 90s is carrying to the 2024. That's why it's worldwide known, different countries. If it wasn't for that, then the Bulls would be bottom of the barrel garboons in sales and all that. So, yeah, like I said, like, I'm still going to games. I'm supporting my Bulls no matter what. But I want to see them win, and they need to rebuild. They need to get rid of all those players I just said. But I also you gotta understand basketball, yo. When the matchups are just not in your favor, that is what's gonna happen. It's and then being inconsistent this whole season, that's something Kobe's gonna have to work on. Now you're gonna see double team. Now you're gonna see teams attack your ass because you don't have no help. They know you don't have no help. They know that Io can't hit 10 threes in a row. They know teams know this. And now the Bulls have to figure that out. So like I said, I'm sad. They got their ass kicked. There's a little light, but man, it just sucks. It sucks. You guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I'm out of here. Sad, sad, man. Peace.